everyone. Welcome to Pandora's Box. It's been a while, but when something awesome happens, it must happen on Pandora's Box. So, Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scar Giver. We are going to talk about that tonight. That's what I saved the next episode of Pandora's Box for, and I have some esteemed guests coming through tonight. But first, I like how that looks. You get the little evil background of Mordor. So anyway, but I'm just being silly. Here we go. Let me put this on here. Let's bring on, returning to do some co-hosting, the original co-host of, I was going to say Rebel Moon, Pandora's Box herself, Retro Nerd Girl. Hey!
Hello.
What's going on? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Hi, everybody.
Let's see who's here before we move on. Okay. Oh, good Lord, I haven't looked at the chat in a minute.
Whoa.
Oh, Justin likes the intro. Yeah, that's the Pandora's Box intro.
Hey, Justin.
And we got DOA, the good Austin.
Nice. Hey. I miss all you guys. I haven't seen you guys in so long.
Right. Good to see you, Austin. You're going to catch the replay. All right, bro. Get some sleep, man. And then, of course, Sin Havoc. Fuck yeah.
Sin Havoc.
Asher. Oh, yeah, Asher. This ain't a metal show, so don't be.
Nice to meet you, Asher.
Good Austin. And everybody saying hi. And, oh, Bat Dan. What's up, Bat Dan? Cool to see you, brother. CGI really fucks up movie. Drain back Tom Savini. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen, Zach, but we can always hope that he gets more work. Bat Dan. All right. And now, let's bring on our third guest for this evening. The man who is keeping the Snyderverse single-handedly alive, in my opinion, because he came up with the Cell plan when it was supposed to be dead and buried. And now we're seeing the what these people are doing. And this is basically the internet's reaction to what James Gunn has done. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, just not working. So here we go. Skiiwalker, what's up, dude?
Skiiwalker.
What's going on, y'all? Hey, look, I know I missed the backstage meeting. Am I coming through clear? Can you guys hear me? Is my voice crackling at all?
It has that crackling thing going on.
Okay, I will take care of that. But thank you guys so much for having me here. Big pleasure being on with you guys. And y'all know I love both of y'all so much. And I'm so happy to be on the platform with the two of you, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad
So
you're here,
awesome.
dude.
My goodness. I haven't seen you in so long.
Yes. It's great to see you, Retro.
Yeah,
And
it's all people.
we still got more guests coming through, dude. We got
a full house.
Brucifer from the Kingdom of the Nerds. Is
Where
here.
am I? Where am I?
What's up, dude?
What's going on, everyone?
Good to see you. Thanks for showing up, man.
No problem.
And we might have one more guest rolling in later. We'll see what happens, There's going to be a crowd. It's going to look like the Hollywood Squares up here, if I get any more.
Hey, I'm so happy to finally be on a panel with Brucifer. I'm sure he heard me tell that story, you know what I'm saying, right?
I was checking my wallet for my black card. I was like, wait, what?
I didn't even know what color Brucifer was when we first started talking anyway. I was just like, hey, this dude's cool because he stands up for Zack Snyder over there on Max's channel. So I was like, hell yeah. So, we got someone over there that sees the vision correctly. So I know that can be a vicious pit over there. So thank you for standing and fighting.
Well, they know I don't give a fuck about them, and I don't give a fuck.
Exactly. And Justin's half black, so he can say this stuff because I didn't know. Like, hey, Justin, what the hell are you doing one day? And he's like, I was like, hey, I'm not saying these things. So anyway, guys, I do want to talk about the Superman costume. We're not going to go in a super deep dive on that, but it's hot item. So I mean, But I haven't heard Skiiwalker. I know you probably want to do a stream about it, so you don't have to do it super deep dive. But what are your first impressions of the corn sweat James Gunn Superman costume reveal?
Well, first, let me say this, Necron. You got me. I am gonna do a stream about this. You know
Oh,
what
I
I'm saying?
knew it. So I didn't want like steal
I'm
the
gonna
thunder.
announce this now. Thursday, I got a very, very fun stream planned for everybody. I cannot wait to have this conversation with you guys. I
Ooh.
thought of something that is very timely, and I think it's super dope and ironic. So, but yeah, on to the picture. In true James Gunn fashion, yo, it was a total letdown. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was gonna be something original. You know, because look, that's what I've been harping back to, right? I really do feel like, yo, if you're gonna do this thing where you're gonna take away what we were gonna get and try to give us something new, like it shouldn't feel anything like what was there prior, right? And with this still having the whole, cheap Man of Steel knockoff kind of look, man, it's just not vibing well, dude, and it just makes people want the real version of what we had, instead of this picture that looked like it almost could have been done by AI.
For sure. I mean, it's almost like shrinkflation. We're paying the same prices or even more, and we're getting less. Like, what is this? We're if you're going to take this away from us, you need to top it, not be an inferior product. I mean, we as fans, who know the James Gunn MO, we weren't shocked, but he should have really like knocked it out of the park. The pose is interesting, putting on his boots while the world's getting destroyed. The first thing we got from Zach was Henry like,
True James Gunn fashion, bro.
I know, like, oh, I guess I should save the world. Even if I look beat up and I'm tired, I guess I'll put my boots on and get out there and go to work. And and what did we get from Zach? Him standing in front of a bank and it actually looked like a destroyed bank. Just looked like he's ready for action. Looked great, and you couldn't tell if he had the trunks or not. And it was just like very intriguing, and it roped me in. Like, I want to see this movie now. This is this looks great. That was exciting.
That look on Corn Sweat's face, it made me think that he got a Dear John letter from Lois, like she just left him and he was just sad and shit.
Like,
Yeah.
Yo,
Lex Luthor.
Yeah. I
hey,
think
yo,
that's the part that's the most shocking.
with me being in the army, I know all about them Dear John letters. You know what I'm saying? I know all about them Dear John letters. Boy, I tell you, I didn't seen a few of those get received. You dig? I didn't
Ooh.
Putting on
see
your
some Dear
boots.
Jane letters. I didn't seen some Dear Jane letters.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
that's hilarious, guy. Putting on them boots, getting that bad news in your mail call in the morning. Oh Lord. Retro. Before we move on, do you have anything you want to say about it real quick?
Just that, it is it is the first impression, and
Bat Dan's right.
where you can't, it's hard to come back from it. um it's a shame that it went down like this, but what I was expecting was something, according to what he was saying, his plan with Superman was going to be very uplifting. He was at least put a smile on the kid's face. And he looks mad and sad and looks like
right?
really like messed up. And then we have it's very Marvel looking. It's got that
The suit is very Marvel looking.
yeah,
Yes.
the color palette is like, where are we getting another sky beam again? Everyone is tired of the sky beams, so it's really kind of unfortunate. I'm missing too that that Henry Cavill jawline. You know what I mean? That jawline that can just like cut
That-
cheese. You know what I'm talking about?
Good luck with trying to do that. That's like the best. Anytime you see Henry Cavill, even when he's not in a role of Superman, you're just like, that's freaking Superman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the same, but he's doing his best. But it was disappointing. I'm sad to say, but hilarious because of the memes out there now. The
Oh,
memes
it's.
are keeping me going.
I had a lot of fun with those memes today.
Yeah, I mean, he's good. I I didn't want to like dog on Corn Sweat because the poor kid.
No,
He's just trying to do his job.
yeah,
Whatever. It's
he's a
not really
one
about
man
him. It's about the people behind it. And we know like James Gunn and WBD.
Yeah.
They're the ones. They make these decisions, and this is what they decided to put out. They could have done a lot better.
Yeah.
They they set them up for fail, man.
Yeah, and look, if you would have told me, if you said this is how I would have done this, Lois and Super Soups smiling, at each other, for backstage or whatever, and nothing, with showing any kind of storyline yet. But this is, again.
They could have showed Lois and Clark at a kitchen table just having dinner, and I would.
Yeah, like
Like a slow reveal, right? Have them as Clark Kent first.
Yeah.
And
Let's get that thing he's talking about. He keeps wanting to say he wants to do with this story, which is make him happy. A goof.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like a goof. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
That guy is.
Are we really surprised though, man? Like this dude lies about everything else, like what if he just lied about the tone of this film? Like I wouldn't even be surprised.
Yeah.
That's
messed up.
I don't know. That was an odd introduction to a character that you've been saying is going to champion like hope and optimism and joy and all these things that you've
Fun
been.
Superman.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Superman.
A moment of him saving the cat with a big smile on his face. How about that? That would have been perfect.
Not putting his boots on casually while a moon is being destroyed in the background.
Is that what that is, Emma?
I don't even know what it is.
I don't know.
I thought it was Godzilla.
It looks like the damn
something.
Death Star. It's like the fucking Death Star is blowing up behind him.
Somebody said it looked like Goku is behind there.
Doing a fucking spirit bomb.
And where did he get the money for a skyrise apartment, in Metropolis? I was like, well, look at those windows. Dang, what's going I thought newspapers were going under, man. He's getting paid well.
Yeah.
But that's why they are. They're paying out too much. It's just too much. So I think my final conclusion is sells the SJL to Netflix, sells Snyderverse to Netflix. That's where we'll get, our top tier DC and just keep pumping it and letting them know this shit ain't flying. We want the real deal back, and somehow, some way, someone smart's going to listen and make it happen eventually.
I will say this: I did when I first saw the suit, I thought a New 52, and it was an odd choice because that is the most hated Superman suit in history. That New 52 suit is the most hated,
and that's what they picked.
It's odd, bro. It's like New 52 suit, JLI. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell are we doing, bro? Like, what the hell?
All popped up.
And JLI was like not even a super, super popular run. It was like a minor hit in the 80s, and it didn't even last that long. It was like, hey, everybody had fun with it, but then eventually we wanted a real Justice League series back.
And we got the Grant Morrison.
Yes, and things change, and so the base your whole Justice League on a kind of like a little detour minor hit comic from the 80s. That's kind of not a great ideal, but whatever. This is what happened. This is what the powers that be thought was going to be the best route to take.
That's like saying I'm going to do a documentary on the greatest basketball team that's ever played. And I'm going to do it on the Harlem Globetrotters. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro.
I would mind that.
Come on, man. Like, that's not real basketball, bro.
Yeah, it's not yeah.
But they always win, and they got the greatest tricks.
Right?
Maybe
the Washington Generals will beat them next time,
Yeah.
Maybe.
They got to learn super later, Oh shit! We got a super chat from Curly Ray. Have y'all cartoons and cereal shirts arrived? I still need to order mine. That's going to be on payday. But I saw. Did you see Curly Ray got his on? He posted it on Twitter. They look great.
Oh yeah, I
No,
saw
I
it.
have not seen it.
I saw
Look,
it.
y'all know I'm almost done with my social media cleanse. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to unplug for a little bit because I was not feeling well. But I will be back in full force soon. And shouts out to Curly Ray and everybody else that copped their shirts from Cartoons and
Bat
Cereal
Town.
because they look amazing. They look amazing.
Hey, I was trying to tell Austin. Even the people from Ink to the People are like, "Wow, we really like these. They're probably some of the best you guys did." They told me that. So
Wow.
Hey,
they look cool.
and we've done a few. So
Yeah, we have. They all rule, but those cartoon cereals fit the theme of cartoons and cereals so perfect, dude. So get
mhm.
over to Ink to the People /sell ZSJL and get you a
Yep,
shirt
inktothepeople.com/sales ZSJL.
benefiting AFSP.
And shouts out to Necron too, man, for putting that together too. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the OG.
El Boogie. I'm gonna talk to you
El
about something
Boogie.
about El Boogie maybe after the show. See what happens. All right, so we got to get into the main topic here. Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scar Giver. And one of the
Mm-hmm.
topics I want to talk about first is what's up with this crazy negative backlash that bad reviews and internet reviews for a movie I think that's pretty awesome. I mean, I know we all up here know what's up, but we got to tell the chat and the people and the millions possibly could be watching what's
10
up with
million.
it and the millions at home watching. More like the 50 people watching. Okay, anyway, this is crazy. I want to go with let's go with Brucifer first. I want to see what you think about like what's that about.
You know, I watched Skiiwalker and I was pumped. I was hyped, and then I go on a review stream that had Monday, Tuesday, and it was like left and right, Zach. Hey, I was like, what am I doing here? I gotta go. I don't understand the hate this man gets. I've never seen this in my life, and M. Night Shyamalan deserves a lot of hate. He doesn't even get that much hate.
You are right.
You know, I
Mister,
don't.
I'm gonna force a twist ending even if it don't make sense, Brucifer. Right?
True.
I'm gonna force a twist in there, boy.
If you don't like it, I'm gonna put it there.
That shit ain't gotta make sense.
You know, Rebel Moon had likable characters. It had a deep story. It had a come to Jesus where the town is getting together and working together to build something. It had a 45 to 50-minute action-packed ending. And that wasn't good enough for these critics? I don't get it. I still don't understand it to this day.
Is it just because they're just so ingrained the hate on Zack Snyder they just cannot be rational about it anymore?
Yeah, it could be, because I've seen a lot of people say, Rebel Moon, I'm not watching that. Zack Snyder made it. Why wouldn't you give it a chance? I don't
Wow.
get. I still don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Retro, what's your thoughts on that?
I've never really cared about what other people say about the
Retro
things
was
I
like,
like.
awesome.
I've heard it before. I mean, like we were talking off screen. Were we talking about Star Trek off
Yes.
screen about how early original Star Trek was highly criticized when it first came out, and afterwards people hated it, didn't understand it, and now we still have tons and tons of material, Star Trek material from that franchise. It may never die. And so I think Rebel Moon is going to keep going as long as there are people who are going to be interested in it. It's still doing very well for Netflix. It didn't have to dominate number one forever. It was number one when it first got on there for the first couple of days, and it's been doing very, very well. That's all Netflix wants people to do with their property, is just watch the things that they put up there. That's all. That's it. You don't have to do the numbers of box office. You don't even have to have the same amount of people who watch the same things as box office. It's as long as uh, the streamer is actually, people are actually watching it. That means that people are subscribed and watching the programs that are on the channel. That's all they care about. Okay.
Their channel's getting the engagement.
Yeah, it's getting engagement, and they know why people are coming to see Rebel Moon all over the world, not just in America, where
America is not the world. I hate to break
we
that
have
to people.
specific tastes. We have specific tastes here. So, but all over the world, people are watching Rebel Moon, and it's doing fantastic numbers for the platform. That's all that matters. And I like it. You guys like it. We are hanging out together. That's all I care about. I don't really. I respect other people's opinions on what they feel is, doesn't work or whatever. That's their opinion. I let them have it. But for me, I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. I can't wait till the rated R version. I mean, let's do it up. As you know, if I can afford any of the memorabilia or any of that stuff, I want to get the book. Because I think the book is going to be very, I don't know. I'm like trying to figure out, should I get the book now or should I get it after the rated R version comes out? So
That's a tough call.
Yeah, as I want to be surprised. There's so many. I know that in the book there are, though, specific details about different creatures in the movie that I want to know about.
Backstories and things.
Yes,
Yeah, of course.
yes,
Because this is a fully thought out universe, man.
it goes deep. It really does go deep. I mean, the dreadnoughts. There's a being on the ship that's powering the ship. Like, what are we talking
that
about
was so
here?
weird. When I saw them eyes open up, I was like, "What? Okay, this is gonna be wild."
Yes, I mean, I want to know about. That's a whole nother story. I want to know everything about it. Please, like, inject it right into my arm.
Right on.
Makes you wonder about that portal that opened up at the beginning of the first one, right? Like,
yeah, where they at? Oh, and I'm sure Brucifer knows about this. I finally got caught up. I read issue 3. This Rebel Moon House of Blood Axe comic is really cool.
Wow. Okay, how many issues are there out now?
There's just 3 right now.
Okay, I may have to get those too.
And Brogu, what's up? Good to see
Brogu.
you. I shipped your record out today. Brogu Run on the Witching Hour. He got a Pius Levis record. So Brogu's going to be rocking out hard up there in Houston.
Well, I wanted to show you. Max sent me this.
Oh, Matt got you some Megadeth, huh?
Yeah, he picked it up. That's like, I was like,
hey, apologies if I just be randomly throwing up West Side. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling real West Sidey today. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta get your thoughts now, Sky, on this crazy just everything bad Rebel Moon. This is the worst movie ever made. Like, what are y'all talking? Okay, I want to hear what Sky has to say about all that.
Man, look, y'all. It was very interesting to see, because just like in the lead up to Rebel Moon Part 1, I was expecting a lot of these larger platforms that do breakdowns for certain things and all that, right? Like, it'd cover Rebel Moon in that same fashion. After Part 1 came out, with Part 2, there was none of that shit. Like, it was very little in Part 1, but there was none of that shit for Part 2. Like, it was no coverage, wasn't no marketing. Nobody was trying to talk about it. The trailers was coming out, was doing numbers. I believe they even had the largest trailer release, even like over the Avatar project, right? But
Oh shit.
they didn't talk about it, you
Hmm.
know. Um, but Avatar was getting a whole lot of that coverage. So yeah, it was really a thing where they were clearly trying to have like a blackout of information of or a blackout of coverage for this project. And then as soon as it was time to do the reviews, all of a sudden, hey, it's the worst movie ever. You know, so I think that this behavior is something that we expected, but at the same time, the only part that is um, disheartening for me is that I know that there are a lot of casuals that watch a lot of these people,
Yeah.
and they allowed them to kind of shape their narrative, and
Yeah.
so it stops a lot of people that would have otherwise watched this film and been able to enjoy it, from being able to do that. But at
Mhm.
the same time, Zach does have a fan base there that can kind of make up for a whole lot of that, right? So, with us kind of letting people know by word of mouth how great that this movie actually is, it offsets a lot of that foolishness that you see from these platforms. So, uh, I think that we can all just kind of take stock in the fact that the numbers have been doing fantastic. And I think that they're going to keep doing so. And I think we're going to get a lot more Rebel Moon in the future, along with some other things, uh, that Zach could possibly be filming in the near future.
That's awesome because I I have a feeling I might know what you're referring to, but we shall see. We shall see. But no, I just lost my train of thought because I had a damn good point. But anyway, Necron forgets. Yeah, what I felt, like what you just said made a lot of sense. Like, because, like, like, supposedly, one channel, one of the biggest Zach supporters, all of a sudden his channels is mysteriously taken down the weekend of the Rebel Moon premiere.
On the weekend, Rebel Moon.
Yeah,
Right?
strange coincidences. Strange coincidences around this movie. I'm just
Strange
like,
coincidences,
whoa,
Joe.
how did this do? And then what? Like Monday or Tuesday? Hey, I'm back. All I'm talking about.
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Is that
So
vodka?
that so just all you casuals out there listening to us, just kind of put two and two together that a lot of this stuff is not from an honest place, but from a place of just trying to dunk on it and not let it become the
Well,
success it
you
deserves
know
to
what?
be.
And look, let me emphasize something because that same person that had his channel mysteriously taken down, you know what? I'm so glad that this happened too because I think that this really goes to show, right? Like the difference between us and them, right? Oh, look, right on time. Josh is here because Josh can 100% validate everything that I'm about to say,
Yeah.
right? So we're at the premiere event for part two, right? And me and the homie Stino is at the very front of the line, at the very front, right? And this is a day where I didn't even know that we was gonna get upgraded to any of this. I thought that it was gonna be us hanging out with Josh and Brett and everybody else that was there, right? And all of a sudden, they're like, "Nope, you're part of this group, so y'all got to come up here." And I was like, "What the hell?" And we literally end up in the very front, right? Now, what is hilarious about this entire thing is, oh boy, that had his channel taken down, right? Literally, because of somebody that he knew, got placed in front of us. You know what I'm saying? And then, lo and behold, this person couldn't even put a review up for Rebel Moon on their YouTube channel, yo. That's crazy. So you mean to tell me that they pulling strings for you, bro, to get you in front of real fans because you're a weasel and you can't even cover the movie? That's crazy, bro.
On the weekend
That's
when
crazy.
it's most important, to push back against these negative reviews. And this person has a big big channel. It would have been nice to see, someone putting out a pro Zach review against the grain that was happening. We all were.
Got $170 book for free.
Jeez.
Oh wow.
Because you got placed in front of the super fans, you know what I'm saying? Because they not like us. Hey, bro, I'm on my west side. Y'all don't get it. Kendrick done got me going, y'all. I'm sorry, but I'm turned up right now.
Josh, good to see you. I'm glad you made it in, man. How's it going?
Yeah. Sorry I'm late. I
No
was
worries.
listening to y'all in the car, so y'all are cooking. I mean, yeah, what's up with this, the Access Media just doing the same old as they've always.
Wait, look, real quick, Josh, because I'm going to go because I have to go grab something. Did I tell any lies in that story just now?
I have video evidence, several videos from the time you were in, or the time I was in there, because you got in first. No, you were not lying. Everything that you're saying, there's several videos timestamped where, yeah, you and Stino were number one. At some point, somebody else kind of got in front of y'all too, but y'all were cool about that. But then that other,
because I was a fan.
Yeah,
you dig?
Legit how it happened, y'all. And I think it was because of what Sky, said when he signed up for these tickets as a fan. He proved whatever he said, I think, got him upgraded as a super fan. When he was late to the event, and then he got in first.
Josh was hot, y'all. Hey,
Josh, what's going through your head when you're like,
I can see it in his face, bro. I can see it in his face. Josh low-key hot.
I was honestly, Necron, I was nervous that he wasn't going to get in. That's what, because when he like called me, and I was like, yeah, we're over here. And he was like way at the back. By the time he came, the
45 minutes late, bro.
The wristbands had already been given out. So we all had, Brett had the wristband, his wife had the wristband, South Cali guy had the wristband. So we're like, hey, you need to go get your wristband. This guy never came back from getting his wristband.
Oh, so you're like, oh shit.
When he called me, he was trying to help me. He was like, come here, come to the front. Hey, get this guy, check this guy's ticket. And he was like, no, I'm sorry. It's something else. I don't know. He has it. I don't know. He had the super fan ticket. So.
Well, let's backtrack a little so people can understand. Sky was a week earlier at the Rebel Moon Part 2 party in New York City. He flew out to New York City. So I mean he is a super fan. This is all on his own dime. He's not getting treated by the media access world and all that. He's doing it this himself. So I am sure someone somewhere is like, this dude's popping up everywhere, man. And by the way, yeah, he came up with the ZSJL the Netflix movement ideal hashtag. So yeah, I think the least we could do is put him at the front of the line and hook him up with a Rebel Moon book and get it signed by Zack Snyder. So,
hey, I'm just saying, bro. I was in the super fans line, had a super fan wristband. Not everybody did. You know what I'm saying? It was some people that got, hey, yeah, just come on over here. Anyway, I'll be right back. Y'all killing it.
All right. Sorry. So what we talked about earlier, Josh, where you walked in, we were talking about, this crazy onslaught of negative reviews and just the whole negative reaction to it. While, I think, and I talk to all my friends who are total casuals. They're not nerds or, well, they are, but, not like mega nerds like me that gets into all this stuff hardcore. And they watched it and they said, yeah, man, that's a cool movie. I liked it.
Yeah. 100%.
And family too. I went down to South Texas, saw my family this weekend. Asked them, hey, did you watch Rebel Moon? Oh yeah, that's a cool movie. I don't tell them about how I'm involved in all this stuff. They're not trying to, just to be nice to their uncle or whatever. They don't know. So they're like, yeah, man, that was a cool movie. So that's what I see in real world reactions, not this Twitter world, internet world, but the real world seems to be enjoying this movie. Any of you guys or girls want to speak up on like your friends or work or co-members that you might have known who watched it and what was their reactions to it?
my mom, I just want to throw that out there. She just watched it with me Sunday, and freaking loved it. She had to actually watch it in broken up last weekend. She watched the first hour. She came over randomly and was hanging out with me, but she has to work at like 4 a.m. So it was like I started at like 10 o'clock, and she's like thoroughly invested. I'm like, Mom, you need to go to sleep. It's 11 o'clock. So she's finished the first hour. She was locked in. I was like, I literally had to turn it off for her. So, anyways, she came over and was visiting me Sunday. Finished the last hour, and she's like, she just locked right away in Necron. She's like, okay, yeah, I remember like Cora's kind of being like resistant because I started from the scene where Jimmy and her are in the cave talking.
Okay, yeah.
It pops off right after that. She's like, yeah. And so she's like, wait, okay. She already kind of knew. She was like, okay, why doesn't Jimmy want to fight? Because I want him to fight. So when he showed back up, she was like, yeah, baby. She was literally she was reacting. And it was so cool to see a mom, my mom get all into it. But she knows, Zach's work by now. She's watched enough stuff with me to know that she's gonna have a fist pumping moment. So
for sure,
I love that. Like my mom can enjoy art with me, and in the way that kind of like Bretro, you were talking about how Star Trek at one time was kind of like lauded and laughed at, right? And now it's become something of a huge IP over time, right? So
yeah,
that's how history works, I guess.
Even Star Wars, like I know that mostly there's a lot of people that take into Star Wars and the fan house. There were still a lot of haters of Star Wars when it first came out, and I remember like, oh, you watch that stuff, and it's like,
yeah,
I'm like, oh, come on, and I realized then it was like, I'm just gonna like stuff that a lot of other people are not gonna like, and that's okay. Find the people who do like the stuff you like, and hang out with them for that. I'm sure if we started asking each other about other properties, other shows, we may find that some of us like the same stuff. We may find that we don't like the same stuff. So it's like, I like to give people the space to do that, and I think all of this is going to change within another, like, I mean, it might take a decade, but it'll all start changing. I mean, look at Phantom Menace. I mean, people are actually going to the movies to see this movie after having it lambasted for the last, I don't know, 10, 20 years.
I was part of that.
And it's like none of this lasts. Nothing lasts. People change. And also you have something called the cult classic. And I think that Zach is like, he makes cult classics. Even though like he makes it on a bigger scale than most people who make cult classics, but they are like specific. Like Watchmen is a movie that really taps into something special, and everyone who likes it likes that movie, for what it represents. Also 300, you can get everybody in the room to say ow, ow. Ow. If you start saying Leonidas's speech, people might be able to recite it with you. It's that powerful, and it taps into something very primal. And usually cult classic movies do that to you. So I don't know. I feel like this is exactly what Brogu is saying right there. It is.
It's true. They got this. Those movies were not well received by critics.
Exactly.
Nope.
Exactly. You can't. Critics are emotionally working through the things that they see. A lot of times critics aren't just criticizing the movie as it is. They're also interjecting their personal relationships to the filmmakers. Sometimes they're also interjecting just personal preferences for certain kinds and genres of movies. And so you could take what they say, and it's I wouldn't hold it too close to my heart. watch movies and make your own decision is always my assumption. I'm actually right now watching a whole bunch of movies I've never seen before, and I'm just like, what? This is wonderful. It's blowing my mind and making and enriching me for having watched those movies. And I can chime in and say, say my thoughts about a movie. It's watch movies and make your own opinions. And I feel like that's the best thing that a person can do. And if you don't like a movie, it's okay. But if you like a movie, go ahead and celebrate with your friends. Sit down and watch that movie and enjoy it. Enjoy the folklore, and that's what I hope that we can do with Rebel Moon. We can really dive into the details and just show this movie some love. Show it some love.
I think too.
Well,
Oh, go ahead, Scott.
real quick, Necron, can I speak to that wonderful moment
For sure.
where I just heard, oh, hey, that was one of the most wonderful moments ever on screen for me. That was so great.
That was awesome, right? We have to clip that.
Oh boy.
I was thinking too. I think they went extra hard on this because they know Netflix is an easier access for a lot of people to view the film. So a lot of the people who just have this bone to pick for whatever reason with Zack Snyder had to go in a little extra hard on it because they know the access to the film. It's pretty easy if you have access to Netflix somehow, some way.
Yeah,
You can watch it. You can watch it on your phone. You can watch it on the big screen at home. You can watch it on the computer screen, as long as you have access. So this is just so personal, and it really just needs to.
It is personal,
get
which is
over it
fine.
at
I mean,
this
if you
point.
don't like it,
Yeah.
if you don't like Zack Snyder's style of movies, then that's fine.
I think.
But why would you buy? Why? One thing I was gonna say. Sorry to interrupt.
Sure, go for it.
If you saw the first one and you didn't like it, why are you seeing the second one? Why? Why are you seeing the second one? I just don't understand. Like, well, if you saw the first one and it was so horrible, why are you bother seeing the second one?
And I do want to make one more point. This is the beauty of having the PG-13 cut and the R-rated cut, because Josh can go and show his mom the PG-13 cut, and the whole family can sit down and enjoy this version because it's really not that rough to me. It's just like action violence, whatever. But then you're gonna get the alternate world R-rated cut for us hardcore Zack Snyder fans who can't wait to see what's coming on this R-rated cut. But the people say, well, why don't they just do the R-rated one? Because you know what, you do have to have success. You do have to reach a lot of people to get financing for these films. It can't all just be about satisfying just the cult fans all the time. These things cost a lot of money, and you have to justify the investment into them. So these two cut versions, not director's cut, these are two different cuts. You're getting two different films of these R-rated and PG. I just thought that was genius on their part.
Oh, yeah.
And like genius marketing.
And
Like I
they're
was saying,
saving a lot of money.
Go ahead,
I
Bruce.
was saying, I think Zach realized a long time ago that between the critics and Hollywood, they have an agenda with him, and to keep his vision out of the hands of the casuals, out of the view of the casuals, and he's just like, I don't care anymore. I'm going to make these movies for my fans and for the people that love cinema. So I think a lot of people, in about 10 to 15 years, people will look back on Zach as a genius and his vision and everything he accomplished with his movies.
He's going to be heralded as a filmmaker who stood up for what he believed in, unlike a lot of them are just, they're making cookie cutter films with formulas nowadays. There's the formula going, you cut the cookie the way you want it, and you put it in the oven and bake it, and there's your movie. Zach is making cinema. I know that makes a lot of people mad. No, it's cinema. because you don't know what cinema is because all you watched is Marvel movies. Let's be real. A lot of people, all they watched is Marvel movies, and there's only
Marvel comedy is not comedy.
yeah. And the only Marvel movie to me that's actually been real cinema is The Winter Soldier.
Oh, that was
Like,
good.
That's so. Does anybody else want to speak on anything like that, Sky? You want to share your thoughts on? Zach, is this an actual artiste?
Yeah, man. Look, when you push the envelope, right, one, you're gonna get pushed back, right? When you are ahead of the curve, you're gonna get pushed back because people in the current aren't really gonna understand what you're doing, right? Not the masses that may be. Some people may, right? Like I got BBS back in 2016. You know what I'm saying? Some people it took until now for them to finally be able to process and internalize that film, right? So, um, when you're that type of artist, you're going to get pushed back from a lot of different groups. I think that we've seen that throughout the entirety of Zach's career, e- especially since Sucker Punch. That's when it really ramped up.
Yeah.
Uh, and right after that, it was like, whoa, this guy's doing Man of Steel. Because look, just think about that, right? When you look at Sucker Punch and what that film was really about and what that film was speaking to,
Mm-hmm.
going directly from that into Superman, I'm pretty sure that was ruffling some feathers. And some people were like, yo, what is this guy actually going to put in his film and why him, right? But with him being like the chosen one from Christopher Nolan directly, I think it shielded him from a lot of the workings of these executives that was trying to get their hands on these IPs and trying to take over, like Jeff Johns and so on and so forth. So when you fast forward to now, I think there's still a whole lot of that resentment there, right? From people feeling like he really should have never gotten his hands on these characters in the first place. There is resentment because of what has happened with the Snyder Cut. There is resentment because of how his fan base has been so loud and boisterous and have really been able to mobilize and make things happen. There's been resentment because of the things that he puts in his films, right? There's just a lot of things that are going on all at one time, and it kind of lends itself to these things happening when you kind of take a step back and look at the bigger picture.
Yeah. And you're totally correct on the whole Sucker Punch. That's when everything changed with people's opinion on Zack Snyder, because the subject matter of the film
Yikes.
basically exposing, and it was all metaphor for what goes on in the industry. That's what it was, and a lot of people didn't like that made it into a mainstream movie. And then all of a sudden, well, shit, this guy got to make this movie, and now he's making Superman. Everybody loves Superman. What's he gonna say in here now? A lot of people got real uncomfortable real fast.
To that
And then,
point,
and what he was kind of ahead of the Me Too movement too, because literally, a couple years later, Me Too came and exposed basically everything Zach had put in Sucker Punch.
Yep.
And a lot of people, still mad about it. Maybe they blaming them for putting that message out there and getting people to speak up, and people saying, I don't want to be treated like that when I go to try out for something. I don't blame them. So Zach, again, ahead of the curve. But Rebel Moon, man, I just thought this is a great sci-fi action film, and the whole the last 30-40 minutes of this constant battle scene that doesn't get boring, always having cool new, and you knew he was going to do that. Zach always puts in cool stuff, ways to blow up something, finds out ways. So that was great. And then but Sky, dude, I forgot what stream we were on where you were talking about the metaphor of the assassination scene. Remember that? So the people watching, can you kind of like recount that, or just kind of go through that again of the assassination scene and how you tied that into real life? You know, that we think this might be something.
Wait, I think that was Josh's theory, right?
Was it
Is
Josh?
that was yours, right, Josh?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Josh, then you speak of it then.
No, well, yeah. I mean, the
It
more,
it was on my stream though, right,
yeah,
Josh?
it was on your
Okay,
stream.
that's
Yeah.
what
All right. Cool. Cool.
I'm
Cool.
getting
Cool.
confused. I knew somebody was
Yeah.
on this panel talking about it.
Well, to piggyback off of what you were saying, Sky, and you were saying, Necron, like the more I watch this movie, okay, I love Rebel Moon. I feel like the more and more I watch part one and part two, there's a reason why at the end it says Rebel Moon, right? Because it's one movie. It really is. We have the little subtitles at the beginning, but they go hand in hand. The more and more I watch it, Necron, I can't look at this movie any other way, having been now what we're in 2024. Zack Snyder's first movie was in 2004 with Dawn of the Dead, first feature leaked, theatrical big budget,
Yeah.
right? So 20 years now, this man has earned a reputation, and I think this entire franchise now is an allegory for his fan base and how we are persisting in this Hollywood space. We are the rebels. We are now the ones taking back the narrative, being on Pandora's box and a panel of people, calling out mainstream media, because just like you were talking about with Sucker Punch exposing the behind the scenes stuff, we kind of did that with the Snyder Cut, with Justice League, right? By fighting for the integrity of an artist, by fighting and persisting with these corporations, we have exposed the dirty laundry. And all these criticisms that were taught that are lauded at the film, I started to listen to some. There's no merit. Like some of these excuses that comes up, and I can't
Yes.
justify it any other way. That all this being attacked at Zack Snyder, it's not an attack on Zack Snyder.
No.
It's an attack on us, y'all.
Yeah.
So that scene that you're talking about, Necron, with the orchestra, right? With Princess Issa, the King and the Queen.
Mm-hmm.
What I saw and what I'm continuing to see watching this movie, that one scene struck me, and that kind of lit the match. The idea that I'm like, I feel like I'm watching Zack tell us the story of the sabotage of the Snyder Cut, of Justice League, basically, which would turn into the Snyder Cut, right? Where an unsuspecting family, is basically there's sabotage and
Betrayal. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and Princess Issa is the Snyder Cut?
So I mean, it's just interesting retro that there's a king, a queen, and a daughter, right? And we know what happened behind the scenes, right, with all that.
Love
and
it.
the real life tragedy that happened, and then the blame game, what Belisarius, you traitor, like pointing the finger at Korra, and we still, as a fan base, like continue to be antagonizing articles with headlines, baited for these, essentially these corporations to give them engagement because they know that we're not going to go away. So all these criticisms that are focused towards Zack, that scene kind of has made me start looking beyond the surface, just like you have to do with all Zack's movies, and see that he's really giving this movie to us after 20 years in Hollywood as a gift in order to showcase us as his fan base, the ones fighting against the mainstream media, the imperial mother world that is Hollywood, just to get art, just to get artist integrity. And it's sad that we have to really mobilize like the people of Velt just to fight for an artist. But what you see, what happened in that scene with Issa and the King and the Queen, and apply it to the real life behind the scenes that Zack and his family went through, it makes you want to fight for justice, right? For a Justice League, I would say. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but that's
in a way. Excuse me. We already made the crew that they put together is basically the Justice League. Korra's ragtag group of rebels she puts together. And you're right, they're coming to defend the fan base, the Zach's fan base, and if we have like how Justice League was, the whole world was supposed to become a Justice League and fight with the Justice League. That's what the rebels are kind of doing. So yeah, it is a good way to kind of compare it and metaphor it out, you know, because yeah, that's exactly what's happening in the movie as well. Josh, that kind of blew my mind, dude. That was really great.
I just,
I like that.
yeah, I'm just like, I think he's made this for us, y'all. Really just.
He took the inspiration from life and made it into a film. Wow.
And that's the best art, right? Because that's what we relate to. That's that, like, real life is what we relate to. So yeah, there's, you know, some people might be, why are they speaking English? Why are there horses or, you know, but Iraqis, you know, but it's something relatable. He's pulling from the old world, like Sin Havoc will always say, but he's also pulling from what we can relate to as his fan base. And some of these criticisms that are lauded and some of the stuff I see online, I'm just like, you're not mad at Zach. You're mad at us that we're keeping this man's art alive. That's what I see on the timeline. That they're mad that good art exists, which is sad because we want powerful art to move us and inspire us, right? But Empire Mother World, I guess, doesn't like us to.
Well, they don't want the power being in elsewhere hands, you know, they want to control what comes out, not, you know, what the fans are demanding to come out. It's almost like a lot of it's just out of spite.
We made our mark on Hollywood, and they hate us for that because we changed the narrative. It's a
the
pipe
Snyder
dream.
cut
It's
should have
never
should have never came out. I mean, in their eyes, that was something, and they're very angry that it did.
Well, yeah, I still hear people say, just casually, like, yeah, maybe it would be better if it hadn't come out. And it's sort of like, that's criminal.
Oh yeah,
because I mean, you know you guys know how I feel about films. They're not just pieces of entertainment you can throw away. They are a record of human history. They're archives of our creativity, and they're the contents of what make us happy sometimes and make us sad and make us scared and entertain us. So that's the other piece of it is us like watching the movie and what it does to us. But the movie itself is a time capsule and a record of human history, a human creativity. And when you put a movie and you say, okay, this movie should never exist, that means you shut a voice up. You stop an artist from creating. It may not be the thing you want to be created. I mean, Human Centipede is not a movie I want to see. Okay? But I'm not going to stop people. I wouldn't stop people from making it. I would fight for that movie. If you said to me right now, we're taking this movie,
yes,
and you're removing it from the archives for it never to be seen again, I would fight for that movie. I'd fight for a lot of movies that I don't think I would ever want to watch because they're not my kind of movies.
I think
this is a bigger picture that we're talking about. They really movies influence people and they help inspire people. There are so many people who were inspired by watching Star Wars for the very first time, decided, hey, I'm going to become a director. Jim Cameron is one of them, and James Cameron. And it's really surprising that people would actually come out of their mouth. People who respect cinema, people who are actually in the business, who are actually saying, like, I wish that movie never came out. The fans didn't deserve it. What? Fans didn't deserve it? We didn't do anything wrong.
What type of crazy attitude is that? Well, yeah. I mean, you have to, in my mindset, you always have to be wary of the person who wants to silence another person.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's scary.
That's not my way. I mean, free speech isn't a one-way street. It exists for everyone,
Yes.
and art is another avenue of that. So people wanting to shoot down, another person's ideal. Hey, I don't like everything. Like you said, I don't want to, like everything, but I think they have the right to make it if they want to. That's their right. And I know I go, yeah, you got to get financing and all that's a whole other story. But they still have the right to seek out what they want and make it, however they do it. But just to silence them because you don't like their message or you don't like their story, to me, I know I always get heat for this, but I'm going to say it. It's un-American to try to silence someone. We're supposed to have freedom of speech.
Yeah.
And Zack Snyder as a director is a victim of people trying to silence him. So it's like a crime to me against art to try to silence art. That's why I'm very passionate about supporting him and his fan base, because I think everybody has the right to speak what they want to say.
Yeah, and here's something else I keep hearing is like why a lot of people saying, oh yeah, that Rebel Moon 3 will never see the light of day, and that
That's just
and I'm like, even if it doesn't, like, there are so many low budget films that are made in like 7 versions of sequels to the movie. You know what I mean? It could go on and on. It doesn't need a big budget to continue on.
He just proved that.
Yeah.
He made 4 films out of 1 movie budget.
Incredible.
And it was number 1 for how long, in the top 10 for how long? I think they're going to want to continue this no matter what the haters say, that they'll never make a part 3. Sure, okay.
Even with a micro budget, Zach could pull something up. I think he can pull something up. And some people were saying it ruined his career. For what?
What?
He's making the films that he wants to. He's making the films he wants to make.
Okay, it ruined his career. But Netflix went ahead and put a sign out on Hollywood Boulevard. Zack Snydering is Snydering the most he's ever Snyder.
Yes.
His company put that billboard on Hollywood Boulevard, I believe. Amazed Guy can correct me if I'm wrong, or Josh, but I think he has to support him, Netflix. I don't know what you guys are talking about. You're almost believing your delusional lies, come on, man. This is crazy.
He has his own icon on Netflix. I don't think any other director has it.
Yeah, and somebody else said that some other director could have gotten the money and did some other thing. Yeah, sure, all the time. There's always directors that are getting money to do things and pitching different ideas. That he hasn't taken anything away from anybody. He's creating his own thing.
The first 2 Trons didn't make any money. They're doing a 3rd one.
Yeah. Blade Runner is a perfect example of a movie that was done over 30 some odd years, 40 years ago, and it was a complete flop. No one understood that movie. And I still think some people still don't understand that movie. Okay?
It does take a couple of watches.
Still don't understand this movie, and it was panned so hard. I mean, they were really, really rough on that film. And years later, everybody's talking about a Blade Runner. People want a Blade Runner movie. Everybody's talking about how incredible the special effects are. It's very interesting to see how time changes things, So
I saw Blade Runner as a kid.
Blade Runner movie today.
I saw it as a kid, and I probably had no understanding of the plot of Blade Runner, but I just thought it looked incredibly awesome. I was engrossed in just the look of the film. Now, and as an adult, it's a great story, with the androids becoming human and all that, but see, it's iconic, and that's a lot of these things become, like you guys are saying. After years, they just start becoming iconic. And people just want to see more of it. So Zack Snyder's getting a Rebel Moon Part 3. That's Part 3 and 4 are probably going to be like Part 1 and 2. Yeah.
Whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So,
I gotta head out. I'm on the East Coast over here.
okay.
Oh no.
Well, let's get your final thoughts
That's
before you
right.
head out.
I just want to say, Zack Snyder's critics and haters tried to destroy him and his family, and they couldn't do it because he was just above all that. And now they have come after his fans and the people that love his art, and just everyone stay strong, support Zack, and he will continue putting out great content. So, thank you everyone for having me here, and hopefully we do this again.
Oh yeah,
Peace out, Brucifer. You know
So
what I'm
good to
saying?
talk to
See you,
you.
We'll
Brucifer.
get you back.
Too.
Soon as I got back, man, he had to dip out. But yeah,
All right, take care.
Take care.
Yeah. So, if you haven't, go over to his channel, Kingdom of Nerds, and just subscribe to it because he's a cool dude, and he's doing honest stuff, and he just speaks his honesty. So that's why
Oh, yeah,
I like
he's
him.
great.
He's a
That's
cool
what we
dude.
need.
So, Sky,
is
you
great.
were absent for a while. I don't know if you were listening in. Is there anything you want to touch on or speak of while we were talking about what we were talking about?
yeah, I think that Retro was bringing up a lot of great points as usual. But yeah, I'm just not really into this whole critical aspect of this stuff anymore. Especially since being a content creator, it really also changed the way that I view these things as well. So I'm just like, I think I'm gonna just focus on the stuff that I enjoy and trying to garner more word of mouth in real life, man.
Yeah.
Because the internet is not a real place. People, I keep saying that. It is not something that you can let kind of dictate how you feel about things because a lot of these people, they don't have your best interest at heart when they're trying to sway you to and fro. So just rock out with what you want to rock out with, and let people know about it in real life. That's my best piece of advice.
I
Yeah,
want to
I agree.
I want to piggyback off that too.
Go ahead.
Just something that I've experienced, Necron. I think Sky knows about this, but I've had the interesting perspective of being added to some Rebel Moon fan chats.
Ooh.
However,
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
people who I don't know, right? And there's
Just so y'all know, I called it.
Zack Snyder fans, right? However, everything that's being shared and everything that was, discourse in the chat, which I was seeing and just kind of not commenting and just kind of looking at, right? And who are these people? Getting to know them, basically, was very negative. The narrative was, oh, forget the PG-13 cuts. We're not even going to watch those. Trying to dissuade people from watching them. Oh, the numbers aren't good. Oh, this sucks for Zach. Blah blah blah. Literally, the week that it was out, right, started. Oh, this isn't good. Now the narrative is interesting that it's a Rebel Moon chat, right? Oh, look at James Gunn's Superman. Oh, look at how cool it looks. And I'm like, wow. Wow. I get what.
Wait a minute. They literally said that it was good.
I mean, there's one guy, the guy who started it is the one pushing the narrative, and everyone's kind of like, I'm not active in the chat, but everyone's giving him hell no. I'm sorry. Look, all the memes are just overflooding the feeds, But some of these people are trying to push these. So it's just interesting to me that these are the links, right?
Interesting.
Sky knows this. These are the links that Hollywood is mad. That's the only thing I can rationalize, guys, is that Hollywood is just mad that we exist. We are fans. We show up for powerful art, whether it's DC or not. It's Zack Snyder. It's powerful, right?
Mm-hmm.
It can be Army of the Dead. It can be House of Gahul. It can be, whatever, BBS, 300. But these...
I've seen that Vincada. I've seen that, bro.
Yeah, these fans are not who they say they are. They might
They're
share some
infiltrated.
things, right? But then why are you sharing? Oh, look at this negative. Oh no, this means this one account share something negative, and that means like we're all supposed to believe the Rebel Moon's a flop. Like I don't
Yeah.
understand. It's just crazy what's happening on Twitter. So I just want to piggyback off of what Sky said. Yes, the internet is not real life.
Remember Monday on Silstream? Well, that's what happens when you put Southbound on your show. So don't do that, and it won't happen.
I mean,
Yeah, you probably didn't see it, but he was.
We knew what was happening. We all did in the chat.
Wait. Hold up. We gotta have a discussion post show. I have to know. I have to be informed immediately.
I need to know too.
Immediately. Hey, they not like us. They not. Hey, y'all don't understand. I'm feeling real West Coastist right now, y'all. Y'all saw what he did to that Canadian boy. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm from Texas. I can't do anything cool like that. I have to do like a square dance or do. Give me a break, Sky.
Bruh, hey, the city is on. Bruh, the city is so. Man, it's so. Y'all have no. I ain't seen the city united like this in so long. It is such a crazy feeling out here. Y'all have no idea. I go everywhere. They bumping that song. People dancing. It's
I know what you're
y'all ain't got
okay,
no
gotcha.
idea, bro.
Hey, I like those your Stino and Sky streams because it keeps me in the loop of what's going on with all that. Because otherwise, I wouldn't have no idea.
I'm writing notes. I'm like, wait. Oh.
Those are great.
Look, I'm gonna say this. I saw a lot of people covering this Kendrick Lamar Drake stuff that shouldn't have been covering it. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I'm looking at you, Christian Harloff. I'm sorry, like, bro. When I looked up and I saw Christian Harloff talking about Drake and with Kendrick Lamar, I was like, wait a minute, bro. This has gone too far, right? But I'm going to show y'all how to do it properly. You know what I'm saying? Because there is a way to blend these conversations. I'm going to show y'all how to do it properly on Thursday. Be there or be square, I promise you. Oh, my God.
That's funny, man. Yeah, I didn't catch all that show, but when I saw who was on, I was like, oh, I probably can put two and two together, you know, what happened here. But anyway.
Hey, we'll see.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea about any of this.
Hey, Mr. Nobody.
Hey.
Oh, dude, thank you so much.
Hey, that's one of my West Coast partners, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure that he on that too, you know what I'm saying?
He's gonna get
Retro is like, what is Sky talking about? She is like, what is
this? You gotta watch the Sky and Stino show. It's great. It'll get you all caught up on all the happenings. But Mr. Nobody, thank you. Yo, my boy, Lord Necron always come through with the fire streams. No cap. Thank you. Fuck yeah. You get this. This is my boy Godzilla kicking some ass. Hell yeah. Thank you for that super chat. That's awesome, dude.
Yo, that shit is hilarious.
Man, so I mean, I could go on and on about how, you know, I love Rebel Moon, and I know like we didn't really get into the plot, but I think, you know, this is more like how can I word this? Like just a look back at the events of Rebel Moon and how the media talked about it and how, you know, fans talked about it and how Snyder fans, you know, felt about it. And we're Snyder fans, and you might say, well, damn, Necron, you didn't get anybody that was, you know, who didn't like it on the panel. Well, I say, well, goddamn, there's been enough shows where everybody hated it. I don't think we needed to do that.
Yeah, I was
You know.
actually asked to go on. I'm actually very lucky I didn't go to that particular show, but I was asked to talk about Rebel Moon, and I was like, okay, but I had a conflict, and then when I watched it on the replay, I was like, oh gosh, I dodged the bullet on that one because
You're being set up.
yeah,
Look,
people
and
were like, but damn, but they were just coming down on him like, oh my, I was like, no, that would have been a nightmare.
yo, also Necron, tell him that I would I would love to have anybody on that didn't like this movie if I could find them in real life. Like
Oh, good.
everybody
I
that
know.
I know,
But
everybody that I know that's watched it has loved it. Like I said, honestly, outside of the one person that I know that didn't like part one, who also said the Batman was the best movie ever made.
well,
So,
yeah, there
like,
you go.
you
Yeah.
know,
The
Okay, so
harshest.
those kind of statements always get me kind of like, you know, confused. The worst movie ever, the best movie ever. Like, you haven't seen enough movies to say that. Anytime I hear that, I'm like, you
and this person
sound
was
like
like
somebody.
24, 25 retro.
No, sorry. You
I
have
just let
not
it
seen
go.
movies. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
let it go. I was like, I'm not even
No,
gonna
it's
argue with
fine.
you. Like, why
Yeah,
would I argue with that silly
you
opinion?
can't.
Yeah,
You
I know.
can't argue.
You're gonna
You
sit here and
can't
tell me
argue.
this is the worst movie ever made. Really?
You have not seen enough movies.
And I'll
You
be
need to.
honest,
Wow.
like to Sky's point, like I know so many people that actually who loved part one, and there was a few in my social group that didn't know part one had came out. If they saw part two, watched it, loved it. The only
Mm.
thing that I've come across from my circle, right, and there I don't have a like, tons of Snyder own, people that just rock out with Snyder around me. These are just GA people that I would kind of say the harshest criticism that I've heard was one guy said, "Oh, well, I liked part one more," and because of who this person is, I kind of realized I was like, "Oh, I get why you liked part one more." But then he was like, "But when is part three coming out?" So I was like,
So
"Okay."
there you go.
Nice.
It worked.
So I can take that as criticism, right? Okay, you liked part one more, okay, for certain reasons maybe that weren't in part two, but you're still invested in the story. He's like, damn it, I have to wait how long for part three? Like he was mad. So
Yeah.
that's literally in my social
Yeah.
circle. I can't find anybody who hates this movie, and that's why I think the internet is so desperate that we as fans, by getting the Snyder Cut release, in a sense, have opened Pandora's box.
Doing box.
Thank you, Mikey Sutton.
And we, shout out to Mikey Sutton, rest in peace.
Yes.
We
Miss him
are
so
still
much.
here as a community brought together by someone like Mikey, right? And we are still enjoying powerful art. And that's why I think all these criticisms that I try to listen to, they're not valid. They're just literally like attacking no merit whatsoever.
Hey, I ain't even gonna front y'all. Usually, I didn't watch none of that shit this time. I didn't watch any of it for part two. After I saw what happened with part one, I was like, oh, no. We ain't about to get no fair shake.
No, yeah.
That's true.
Oh, I did the very same thing. I hid all those videos, and some people I even unsubscribed because I was
Yeah.
like, "Yep, I've heard too many things from you that are not true,
That's
and I need you out of my vicinity."
Good for
But
you.
well, yeah, I
Yes.
mean, but there's some people who didn't like it, and I still kept them on board,
Or
but it was
if you
just
could
like,
give me a valid reason why you didn't like it, instead of saying, "Oh, slow mo."
yeah, I mean.
Really? That's
There
why
are
you didn't like
so
a
many
movie.
movies that use slow mo, and
It's just, it's not legit. But anyway, I got another super chat from Mr. Nobody. Yo, that drop had me crying. Drop that again. Better yet, I'll do you even better. I'm gonna do you a bonus one. So first, Robot is gonna thank you for me.
Tequila! Ole! Salud, muchacho! Salud, Dr. Steve!
And then we got. Camera, you rule.
I love it. I love it.
And
And
one.
There he is.
If it was up to me, I'd just play stupid drops all night. There I go again.
Bro, I'm fucking dying. Really? Bro, that king, bro. Camera shit is so funny. I'm hitting the bar, swinging around the bar is hilarious.
The guy Rose is watching like, what's that turtle up to? I'm sorry, Retro. What were you gonna say?
oh no, I didn't. I don't think I was gonna say anything.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh shit! My one of my regulars and a co-host sometime JD says it rules talking about Rebel Moon.
Hey.
Nice.
She
That's the
said
thing.
those ops infiltrated that stream. I'm trying to, bro. Y'all, hey, bro.
That's true, because honestly, like I have, a little bit of background in psychology. I'm not, know it all, right? But I was just watching this person. We're going to talk about it right afterwards. But this person was on that stream to antagonize Zack Snyder fans. That's why they were on.
Oh, you think?
They
Yeah.
asked Phil. They still asked, what do you think of Superman? You could tell he didn't even care really about Superman. Oh, I'm a Batman guy. Why are you on a stream attacking Zack Snyder and his fan base? He knew what he was doing, right? And that's why eventually still was like, all right, we're gonna rotate you off here. But he stayed along. He played along long enough to try to poke the bear, because that's what Hollywood knows about us. They know we are passionate, right? Because we're not going to go away quietly into the night. So they know, right? Nah, I'm just going to growl them up and show them, and then point and say they're toxic. No, you're the one. It's obvious what you were doing. And that's
that's been proven like a million times that the Snyder fans are toxic. But all I ever see is when I post a Snyder post, the only people being toxic are the gunners, the runway gun crowd, and the ones that's being horrible, actually, are like, wow, man. So I don't hold back, and I know probably some people may not like me being uncouth in my response, but I'm like, I don't care about these people, because they are coming from a place of not honesty. Like you said, they're just there to antagonize, to make us mad, to make us look bad. And guess what? You know what? I'm just here to do the same back to them when they do that to me. So I don't care.
Hey, they want y'all to feel bad. Just remember what that article said. They want y'all to feel bad.
I got in a fight with some guy called Rebel Moon Hype, and he's always criticizing my pro cell things. I go for someone who says they're pro Zack Snyder, I don't see a whole lot of Rebel Moon Hype on your page. Is it your page? You're calling yourself Rebel Moon Hype. Where's Hype? I went to the premiere, and I go, yeah, a lot of people go to premieres. Doesn't mean that they have hype from Rebel Moon. Just means you're a Hollywood guy, or you got inside information, or inside access. It was like what you're saying, Josh. It's fake,
right?
It's a fake.
Did you go to the release party? Right? Did you fly across the country? You know what I'm saying? On a moment's notice, right? On your own dime, you dig? Man, y'all better stop playing with us, yo. Y'all better stop playing with us.
Sky, didn't I tell you? So, Necron, I know you're probably not super active on Instagram. That's where I predominantly live, is Instagram. And
Instagram.
Every single fan account for Rebel Moon has interesting lack of coverage and content.
No, that's why I was like, well, you're a Rebel Moon Hype. Where's the hype? Oh, well, I went to the premiere. I'm like, hype it up, bro. What are you waiting for?
And I told Sky, I was like, Sky, I don't think any of these are actually created by fans. I think they have co-opted this fan base, and they're trying to within to.
It's a model. It's a model that is set up within the social media networks. They did it with or just anything Warner Brothers, Superman, what they do is that they go after the enemy or the competing franchise. And Zach's got a lot of enemies in a lot of areas, including over at Disney Marvel. They've got
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
enemies at Warner Brothers. I think a lot of people saw read when, oh, Rebel Moon is supposed to be Star Wars, a new version of Star Wars.
Which
And
it's
so
not. Yeah.
he just said it was inspired by. He didn't say it was. And so it is sort of like one of those things where you can see where there definitely is a plan. There definitely is a plan. Not only for that, there's so many other, and I watch so many other franchises that are being attacked, and different individuals as well. So I watch Twitter in particular because it is really like
It's crazy,
it's
right?
obvious.
Wow.
It's so obvious what's happening, and it's also frightening because you can have a lot of people who are like, yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. And they're actually working for one of these
Mm-hmm.
companies. And it's sad. It's really sad because you're hoping, you're thinking like, oh, I'm gonna meet somebody
You're in a
who's a
fan
fan
group.
just
Yeah.
like me,
Mm-hmm.
who likes this particular franchise, who wants to engage with it. And no, it's actually somebody from the company. If you're a Star Wars criticizer, you'll get a lot of this.
Yep.
And I want like I watch, and it's incredible how many Star Wars criticizers are attacked on a daily basis and threatened on a daily basis just because they have criticisms about Star Wars, Disney Star Wars in particular.
Mhm.
And so it's very frightening that we haven't just decided we're going to get into our own little fan groups, that we're actually going to antagonize people for their thoughts. And yeah, it's really sad, really, really sad.
Yeah. Well, it seems too like obviously there's a lot of money in it now. Before, it was this little comic book conventions in the 70s and the 80s and the early 90s, and you had a little fun, and it was kind of pretty innocent. But once all this, merch and more merch and money comes into it, it
Yeah.
basically, a lot of it, like, they're there to stir you in a direction because they're trying to make money.
Ah.
And that sucks because that's taken, I know it's going to sound a little, wimpy, but it's taking the innocence and the fun out of what it was supposed to be, just a fan
Yes.
enjoying himself. And now you
Yes.
got these ops who are just worried about money and trying to stir things in certain directions. And let me get to this question from JD. Can you explain the Magic Princess's role in part 2? I know she died, but the character mentioned she's still alive towards the end. What did I miss? Well, actually, you didn't miss much because that's exactly what happened. Everybody thought she was dead, and General Titus says she's alive. So I think what that means is on the next movies, they're going to search for her.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think the strongest theory out there right now is that when she was shot, there was a light that emitted from her body,
Correct.
but not all of that light was completely destroyed. There was still a little bit left inside of her. She was able to look like she was dead, but her powers in particular are healing powers. Remember, she brings back that bird in the first movie. So
Yes.
that little spark is all she would ever need to heal herself all over again. It's just it would have taken some time, maybe a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks. But if she still has a spark left, she could heal herself, and she can still be alive.
And then the marketing, there's that scene, Retro, I don't know if you remember one of the first trailers where Jimmy, before he has the antlers and he's got his upgrade, he's in a field, it's dark, and there's like blue or
Yes.
red everywhere, and then it turns blue, I think, or vice versa. So that I was like, are those particles Issa, or
Ooh.
is he causing? Why did they change colors? So that
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's.
Hmm.
I think we're gonna find out more about the more magical aspect of the universe in the upcoming films. Like we just got a taste of it in the first two,
Yeah.
and hopefully
So
they'll
good.
explore more of this and make it make sense more to us.
Look, real quick, because Retro was making some wonderful points. Once again, right? Speaking about how the industry be like they're really invested a lot of times in these things going a certain way, right? And I think a real time example of that. I'm sorry to once again bring it back to the homie. You know what I'm saying? K. Dot Kendrick Lamar, right? But no, with this current beef situation, right? Like, look. Oh, all right. So for you guys that don't know, there's been like this great big old rap beef between the two biggest rappers on the planet, Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Right now, a couple weeks ago, it was all good. Drake was being super confident. He was like calling Kendrick out on
Yeah.
all types of songs and stuff. Like, hey man, go ahead and drop. He was all over social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, where you at, bro? Like, sending his flunkies out there all over the internet. They calling out Kendrick Lamar. Hey, where's Kendrick at? They had him on a daily timer. Like, yo, it's been 12 days. Where Kendrick at? Like, he ain't dropped in 12 days. It's been 13 days. Kendrick, where you at? Right? All of a sudden, Kendrick started dropping songs. You know
Oh.
what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm on Pandora's box right now, so I can get a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more loose. All of a sudden, Kendrick started dropping songs, and now he got the world singing along about Drake being a pedo. You know what I'm saying? And now you got this man's record label reaching out like, oh, no. Kendrick, you better write an apology. You better, right?
Where's all that brave talk?
No,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you gotta retract, apologize. This beef is over. I'm like, yo, and he like, hell no. But no, it's because they said there's so much money invested in Drake. Like, it was all cool when it was like, oh yeah, Drake was the one antagonizing, and then now all of a sudden the narrative has changed, and now you got all these entities like the NFL and Nike and all these places, right, that just have all this money tied up in Drake, and now all of a sudden they're like, oh nah, waving the white flag and all that and demanding apologies. You know what I'm saying? So no, like when you're in, yeah, no Drizzy. You know what I'm saying? That's what it really is, right? No Drizzy. You dig? But yeah, nah, like that's exactly what be happening. So yes, when you have these IPs and they're putting billions of dollars totally into these things in production and marketing and all that stuff, right? Hey, Drake should have chosen option 3, bro.
Yep.
100%. He should have never opened his mouth, and none of this would have ever happened. No, it would have never happened, and now we wouldn't be singing along about him liking minors. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Ouch.
probably A minor. Hey, that song is so hard.
Just Sky and Stino had the video evidence on their show, and I was like, oh wow, that's bad. That's
But the song is the bop. But the song is a bop, though, ain't it? Hey, that shit go hard. But anyway, look, that's what I'm saying. Like, so yeah, it's all well and good until your golden goose has a song about him being a groomer. You know what I'm saying? Like, on getting played on, bro. They played that song on TNT during the NBA playoffs, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Did they really? Oh shit!
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
I'm,
Wow, that's
I'm
harsh.
like, yo, this is not good. This is like DEFCON 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, I'm like, so, yeah, when you are playing with, all this type of money, they don't like leaving things up to chance.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct. They want that guarantee.
And they want to make sure that everything is, you know, nice and boxed in, and you're gonna play by the rules. Like, oh yeah, it's cool to have a little rap beef, but don't go too far, because if you go too far, we gonna start. Hey, you better apologize. I'll read the groomer Graham,
I mean,
bruh.
I don't know shit about all this. I was just listening to, but when I heard you guys talking about the song, or you played his response, well, if I was a pedophile, I would have been arrested. I was like, that's all you got to come back to that fucking. That's.
He literally said, "I'm too famous." I was like, "Bro,
Oh, yeah.
that's your defense? I'm too famous."
When old
Look.
Necron can realize you've been, buried, I'm like that, in the rap game of the modern world. That means you've been buried. That's
Bruh.
like, wow, that's bad.
I felt like I was like shooting the episode of To Catch a Predator. That was some weird vibes over there, bro.
Yes.
We was over there breaking down the footage, Retro, but it's damning. It's damning.
It is. So, to get back to the point Sky was
Anyway,
making,
yeah.
there's a lot of money involved. They want to make sure their shit pops off, and that money's guaranteed to make more money, and they will do bad things to make sure that happens, like making fake fans.
Right, real quick, and then last thing, because I wanted to kind of add this part too, and just wrapping up the part of the conversation that we were having about that thing is that dude Drake is too big of an artist for him to take a huge dip in like sales, right? So if you have him come out and he does like some kind of artist that is well beneath him in stature, that is a problem because of the amount of money that goes into him as an artist, into the marketing and all that stuff, right? So it's the same shit over here with the movies. Right? If you have this Superman movie that seems to have this balloon budget with them shooting in an IMAX and, there's all these damn characters and all these fucking locations, you're jet setting all over the world, building sets, all that stuff. For this film to come out and do like what, Blue Beetle numbers, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
Yeah,
it could be better than that, but y'all get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Even like Aquaman 2 or whatever, right? Like that's a problem if they put that much money in marketing it, and this thing is supposed to launch a new universe. It's a problem if this thing underperforms to a certain level.
No,
for
what's
sure.
The logic for like in Hollywood for a movie to be a success is like has to make like really like 6 times the budget or something. Is that?
No,
I don't know if I'm right on.
It's
what
like
is it?
it's
3?
like 3 or 4 times depending
Okay.
on the marketing.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're not looking to make $1 million profit when they make these movies. That they're
Well, when they shoot for when they make a movie for like $200 million dollars, they're hoping for $1 billion. And,
Yes.
and that's the only way they can make can
justify
say, hey,
the budgets and all that.
yeah. And so it's like, why do you keep making it for that much when you don't have to? And everybody keeps proving it. Zach has proved it.
He just did.
Barbie has proved it. Oppenheimer has proved it. You don't need $200 million to make a movie that makes close to $1 billion. And that is something that Disney, Warner Brothers, and Sony they all have to figure that out because they keep flopping these movies that are just they're too expensive. And so yeah, they're going to do everything that they can and try to make sure that these movies are kind of what are you laughing at?
It's like Marcus's comment.
What did he say?
Let me put it back up for take a look at it. Kanye said that Drizzy's sugar daddy will take care of him. Lucian, how you say that?
Grange. But it's funny because that's who sent the letter to Kendrick Lamar and them's camp to try to get them to fucking apologize.
Oh, man, they are fooling around now.
Where you at? No, man, take it easy on us.
Brother, they went from yo drop to I don't care how many you drop, I'm not gonna respond. What? Hey, what happened, bro? They not like us, bruh. Y'all, that song is a bop, y'all. Hey, it is crazy.
Hey, I just want to point out too that Drake invited rookie sensation Wembanyama on stage, or let him know like, hey, when I'm gonna be at this show, would you like to come up on stage? And Wemby is like, yeah, but can my teammates come on with me? And they told him, no, well, just you. He told him to hit bricks. He's like, nah, then I won't do it. So I'm already loving Wemby, dude. I'm like, yes. He told Drake to fuck off, basically. He was like, nah, man. My boy's gonna come up with me, then I'm not doing it. And I was like, that's a spur. That's a spur right there. I'm all excited. This guy knows. He knows. But, this right here, let me find it, was not what the internet, well, let me rephrase that. This is not what they wanted the internet to respond when they were, hyping the Superman. It was not the reaction they were looking for.
Hey, y'all. Just honestly, all right. Look within yourself and be honest. That shit don't look like AI to y'all. Like that shit don't look like an AI picture to y'all.
Totally. That background for sure is total AI. And I do agree. Some people, the face don't even look like corn sweat.
I know.
Well, no. This is a problem. They wanted him to bulk up, and so what they did was they made him really eat too much too fast. He was supposed to do it gently, much more gently, and so now his face is all puffy.
That's when you bulk up too fast with calories.
Now his face
get
is
the fat face because you can't work out your face. That's the problem.
Yeah, you have to do it gently. I mean, more naturally than what they did.
Hey.
They probably pumped him with a lot of steroids.
Artificial. They pumped him with the fucking hormones from KFC fucking chicken.
Well, with a little of that beef recipe that they used to inject the grilled chicken with.
The fucking original recipe hormone.
And I didn't get to. I was late, so I didn't get to comment on it. Necron.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I like to hear your first thoughts.
I want to put it out there that for me, unfortunately, whoever was going to try to step into this man's shoes, just like, unfortunately, Pattinson. Catman, as I like to call him. I like, God bless you. Like, I understand, I respect Corn and Sweat. He's an actor. If I was in his shoes, I'm not gonna say that I probably wouldn't try, right?
No, well, you can't blame someone to get the role of Superman. You're gonna take it as you're an actor. Hell yeah.
I love
I don't blame him.
I love Rachel Brosnahan. I love Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I got to meet her in New York City on my birthday last year. I just like this whole marketing rollout for this franchise is a disservice to the entire team, the entire hardworking people in Hollywood. Retro, I honestly the way I feel is that I love how you cover stuff that's mostly like there's cult classics, right, that you were talking about that's beloved, right? But I feel like we have to now. People are being convinced that was that's good. Like
I saw that.
As a society, we are just continuing. These corporations are trying to convince us to, like you said, Necron, we're getting less and paying the same amount,
if not more. Yeah,
it's inflation, like you were saying. I'm just like, poor guy. Like, I feel so bad for him. His movie, and there's damage control right now. Like,
this motherfucker James Gunn said, "Is I love I'm on Pandora's box. I can say motherfucker freely." You understand? But anyway, Stu tried to say he didn't remember Corn Sweat auditioning for Adam Warlock, bro. And dude,
Come on, bro. That's what I mean. He just lies, dude. Well, I didn't realize this was on the same day as Superman's birthday, and I didn't realize.
bro, I didn't realize. Dude, this motherfucker don't realize nothing. He don't realize nothing.
I feel like our entire IP that we beloved is just being used essentially as an inside job for what we know is ultimately going to try to happen, right?
Yep.
What the corporations want for money, right? It's all about that. But only one corporation needs to be in control of both IPs, right? So that's how you maximize how much you get back. But man,
Dude, remember when they said Corn Sweat was Superman in the Peacemaker finale of season 1? What the hell? So how long has this plan been in effect?
Oh, he did the body double. I heard that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
He
Okay.
was. So that was his tryout right there.
so
Or he already had the role, but they went to put him in the suit just to see how it looked. I don't know, but yeah, man, we've
I
been
think
misled for a long time on this whole thing.
we have to fight for like good art. That's sad, y'all. Like, it's so sad.
All right.
Well, the thing that really gets me about this, it's not a very. I mean, you can. There's like 5 or 6 different reasons why this doesn't work visually. But instead of getting that right, with so much time and effort spent on messing around with the last few movies that were done in the DCEU to make sure they failed, and it was like, why couldn't we have just spent all the energy that you had, leave those alone, and just work on this movie? Because something is wrong when your first image of the product that you're trying to tell me is going to be amazing looks like garbage. I mean, I'm like, any one of the people on the internet could come up with this.
Yeah.
Anybody. And then they would at least put him in a suit that fits. And then that's like, what is happening? And the background, is that supposed to be a representation of the story we're going to get? Because we're going to get a Marvel story. We're going to get a beam in the sky again. A sky beam.
That's what the culture wants.
Release the moonbeam.
I thought we were going to get him saving cats, and hanging out at the Daily Planet and all that stuff. Where's the happy-go-lucky
we
stuff?
getting the fucking moonbeam.
Well, didn't we already, we heard that they basically tucked the Man of Steel 2 script, and they just gonna James Gunn-ize it, with
Bruh, I heard
Brainiac.
they kept having to rewrite the script because every time somebody figured out what it was, James Gunn kept saying, "No, I'm not doing that," and he had to go back and erase that.
He kept getting busted. Well, but that was in the
He's
Man of
like,
Steel
"Yo,
2 script.
He's like, it's not gonna be in the Middle East. Hey, cancel that shoot we have planned for the Middle East."
I mean, to this point, like, Retro, I don't know if you can speak to this, but I honestly, if Christopher Reeve was with us, I do not think he would find this flattering for an actor at all.
No,
right?
well, I do know some purists out there who are big fans of the movie. They did not care too much for everything that Zach did, and so they have seen this, and they are highly critical of what they're looking at.
Right?
So it's crossing barriers of where people are like, I don't know if I can support this. It's really that bad. And I was like, oh, is this something that Boss Logic just came up with?
Boss Logic.
Like he's doing another fantasy piece, you know?
I thought it was a cosplay pic. This is making the rounds.
No.
Like, wow, someone's cosplay pic blew up. That's cool.
You know what's
Then I
crazy?
started paying it. Oh my shit,
You know
man.
what's crazy, Necron? Some of them said that I was tripping because I didn't give a shit about this movie no more, right? Right? I
Oh,
was I was like, hey, I'm telling y'all, I think the end was like, hey Sky, you tripping. You should give it a chance, bro.
Well, maybe, you know.
give it a chance. You know, let's all give James Gunn a chance. You know, he's trying to do
Fucking
something new.
moonbeam, bro. The moonbeam in the background while I'm putting my boots on, right? Because with a suit that don't fit, you dig? Yo, how the hell did they not even fit the suit correctly, bro?
Yeah. That's, I
Of
mean,
all things,
yeah.
It
when
shows
when
You
when
know
your
what?
CW Superman looks better.
I, honestly, they probably had it set to them Cavill specifications. You know what I'm
Another problem,
saying? they
another,
probably had it. They
another
probably had it
problem.
set to them Cavill specifications. It was like, oh shit, hey,
Oh, the
you don't
department
quite
messed
fit.
up. Oh,
Yeah.
what? Oh, we did Cavill.
Another Another problem with this movie in particular is that there are no really big superstars in the movie, and that is not to offend any of the actors. They have done smaller roles, and we didn't need a famous Superman, but I'm talking about the surrounding cast. It's all a lot of people that hardly, aren't in a lot of things, and definitely not anybody's ever had any like leading roles in big blockbuster movies. So,
Sure.
and that will be great for the budget. So the budget will be down. It's Warner Brothers, so we're not sure, but let's cross our fingers that it will be down. But at the same time, when you're going to see this movie, besides it being a Superman movie, like what else is going to draw you in? Like the first Superman movie had Marlon Brando, okay, in it. Like there was an attraction to see this movie because there were,
1978. Marlon Brando is one of the biggest stars in the world.
and he looked good,
Yeah.
okay?
Yes.
He looked good.
Jor-El. Yes, he did.
Yes, and
Had
it
that
was.
hair. Whew. He looked great.
Superman.
I know it had like the little curl, and
Yeah.
it is one of those things that in this case we're not getting any surrounding stars to really help to sell this thing. So I'm really worried about that. Is that true that
Wait,
it's 360?
That's Sin Havoc.
look,
That's what he thinks.
hey, no, I
But I
no,
think it's
I was
probably close to that.
no, I was on with Hold My Dual Shock, and
Uh
they
huh.
had it under some good information that was around the budget. That's the
Oh wow,
same number that they gave. That's the
sad.
same number.
That's
And
skyrocketing.
and if you guys think about it, it's probably true. Because look at these budgets and what we've been finding out that they really been these past couple years anyway, right? Like we just found out how much that these Star Wars movies were actually costing in real life. Like they were over 500 million,
God.
right? For episode 7 and 9, I believe.
Oh, is
Right?
this with the marketing? Is this including
Yeah,
the marketing?
Oh, when it
Okay.
all comes,
right.
they're hoping to
Well,
make that back
yeah,
on toys and things.
because
Yeah.
Disney wasn't being forthcoming about the real budgets with these films, right? And so I think that when you look at that, you can easily see because if I'm not mistaken, when I was on hold my DualShock, it was some document that got leaked that pretty much had the real budget on it, and it was around $363 million, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. This film is being shot in IMAX,
Wow.
right? Like with IMAX cameras, the entire thing, right? So why would you shoot a film in IMAX and it's gonna look cheap?
Well, right
You would,
now, yes.
Yeah.
Right now, it does not look good. Especially, I can't imagine those were the real shots from the movie or that background had anything to do with the movie at all.
I think it's
The,
Hey,
staged.
hey,
Yeah.
hey,
AI.
y'all know like when you like go to like the swap meet photo shoots and they like put the background in later. You know what I'm saying? You like stand with your foot up on that little box, you know what I'm saying? And they add the background in and all that. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Made it look
They
awesome
Take you back
afterwards.
down.
they look like they just like, look, man, sit down and act like you putting your boots on. And they probably didn't even tell him that he was gonna have something blowing up behind him. They was like,
yeah,
yo, you're just getting ready early in the morning, day in the life of Superman. Right? You just putting your boots on, you just had your coffee,
man,
right, it's a nice day, and then
Yeah,
all of a
he don't
sudden
look,
know
they
what that
add
guy would
in
do. Yeah.
a
yeah,
a planet blowing up behind you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
you're just sitting down.
I feel bad for that dude Corner Smith, though. There's no way.
He was probably when he saw me, he's like, "What the hell is this shit,
Yeah,
man?"
no. Look, they blew it. They blew it. They blew it. I'm sorry. You this is the chance. This is the opportunity. And they blew it. I have an idea of what they should have done. And it's real simple. It's just do what it is you said you were making, which was a positive, upbeat, happy, hopeful Superman. Okay? Saving a cat from a tree with a big old smile on his face. Let us see the entire suit and stop putting it and shrouding it in darkness, okay? And with weird creative colors behind him. Just show us that happy guy that you want to show it. You said that you had, and this is not it.
Maybe they had to wait for his face to slim down a little bit more, and then they could shoot some of those smiling scenes.
You get more of that face focus shot.
Hey,
Yeah.
they got a product called like a jawline. You know what I'm saying? You can like tighten all that up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
There's an
sorry
app
that
in the app store you
dude.
can get.
I feel bad for that dude, man. Like, no. And look, I'm sure that David Cornsweet is a nice guy. I don't know him to be anything other. I don't know him personally, so it's like whatever. But I do have to give my honest opinion on what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
And bro, this shit looks like bargain value Superman, bro. Like,
Yep.
it
y'all know, like
was
them,
not done
like,
properly.
like when you were at like um Walmart or something, and you see that Superman doll, but it's just not quite Superman. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like Superman. It's just
It's like
not
a dash in
Superman.
between.
You know what I'm
Like
saying?
flea
Right,
market Superman.
right. Like that
The boots are
shield
a
just looks.
different color or something. You're
Yeah,
like,
it's just a,
It's not by Hasbro or Mattel. It's by some other brand.
Party
it
City, yes.
it's just barely tweaked so that they can pass copyright infringement. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man.
Like, nah, like it's
Here in
uh
San Antonio, you go to the West Side stores and all that for like the candy stores and things. Josh, you probably know that's where you see like
I
this the
was like, don't
generic.
ask me about no San Antonio,
I
bro.
know I'm not going to drive you into that, but you just see them like the kid stuff.
Riverwalk.
It says superheroes, and it's just generic little like super.
Multi-pack.
Oh
that's
man.
that's what it's
Batman.
Bruh,
yeah.
bruh. This Superman looks like one of the cartoons and cereal models that Austin put on the t-shirt.
Exactly. That's exactly what. Non-copyrighted.
Just
God, bro.
this is
This
this
shit is ridiculous, man, bro. This shit writes itself, man. Look,
I
how does
mean,
it? Huh?
Go ahead, retro.
oh well. Sadly, for people who love Superman, want to see Superman in the movie theaters, and said, "Okay, we lost out, and we're not getting Cavill. Okay, we'll have something else to look forward to." This is not reassuring to them. I mean, for people who just don't care, they don't care who's making the film. They just want to see Superman, and this is the image that you get. It's really disappointing,
And
and I feel bad for those people. who are really, really looking forward to this. This means the world to people. They've been saving their comic books. They've been buying comic books since they were kids, and they love this property, and they're not going to get a good quality item or product right now, and it sucks. It really does. I hope that they listen to what the fans are saying and actually make changes. And the first change is like, give us
I don't
an image that actually looks like what you were talking about.
Yeah. One, we're gonna have another image pretty soon. I can guarantee you that.
yeah,
But two,
damage control. Yep.
yeah, oh yeah, well, oh, for sure. But two, I just want to say, if y'all don't want your Superman all up in the videos and getting your first look image ruined, you know what I'm saying? Come on over to Cell, right? Come on over to Cell, right? And we'll take care of you, right? Because over here, you know, we treat Superman with reverence. You know what I'm saying? This man is at the top of the food chain when it comes to superheroes, as he should be. He's at the top of the pyramid, right? Yeah, it's just, hey,
PR
PR
nightmare.
nightmare.
Yes, it is.
Hey, I don't know who's having a bigger PR nightmare, James Gunn or Drake right now, because they both.
There's some similarities between them, right, Scott?
Wow.
And thank you for bringing that up, because that is the topic on Thursday. That
Oh,
is the
wow.
topic
That's
on
gonna be
Thursday.
great.
Hey, the similarities between, hey, look, and y'all can think of a few surface level ones already. Right? But no, hey man, this is hilarious. I'm having so much fun.
Well, I mean, we didn't make the image. You know, you put it out there, people reacted, and from what I'm seeing, it ain't looking good, man. If it ain't a Drake meme, it's a a James Gunn meme, or now it's the combo meme of Drake and Corn Sweat memes going around. I'm just like, dude,
Yeah.
Bro,
PR
look,
nightmare.
hey, they gon' it's gonna be an even bigger PR nightmare come Thursday, Necron. Because I got some videos that I'm having to only work on. That's gonna be funny as shit. Bro, I've never been this diabolical, bro. I was in the car this morning just thinking of the funniest shit I could think of.
I bet you're laughing your ass off.
Oh my god, I can't wait, bro. Nah,
Hey,
this
man.
is hilarious, man.
Hey, we got the weapons, but they gave us the ammo. That's all I'm gonna say. How it goes.
Hey.
How it goes. All right, well, man, I think we can get to our final thoughts here, because we're at the 2-hour mark, and Pandora's box isn't supposed to be a witching hour, 3-4 hour marathon. So
Melt your face.
I'm just gonna let you guys speak on whatever you want, promo anything you want, or whatever, man. Just let's go with retro, my co-host.
Yeah, well, if you haven't been over to my channel, just come on over. I'm on YouTube. I do a lot of retro reviews.
They're awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
If you join the memberships, my goodness, memberships are getting crazy, because I put a lot of really secret reviews in there, and a couple of other secret videos too that I'm like really proud of. And otherwise, I also do a watch party every Saturday, and it's usually some old movie. I like going back in time and watching some of those oldies but goodies, and that's about it. I think just hanging out with you guys has just been a lot of fun, and talking about this stuff. I don't really get a chance to talk about it too often, and today was such a big day to hear about the suit and all the shenanigans around it. The memes are just out of control.
I had to speak on it. I was like, "Now, Guy's gonna be here, Josh's gonna be here, Retro. We gotta talk about this suit, man. It's a hot topic."
Yeah. The memes are out of control. I love it, and and of course, Rebel Moon is amazing. I love that movie. Well, both of them together, the two, and I sometimes lump them together because I know it. I mean, they're it's just a continuation of the same story, and so I feel like one and two is they're just a great start to a franchise, and I can't wait to see the rated R version. I can't wait to see what else is out there. What else does Zach have in store for us about certain things? I want to learn more about the Callie. I want to know about what's going on with those creatures and just like tons and tons more. Princess Issa, the whole nine. I want to know it all. And I the only problem is waiting for it. And that's
Yeah.
the only part that I'm not so crazy about having to wait for it, but otherwise it's really great stuff. So I hope that everybody has at least watched it 20 times like I have and are enjoying it as well.
To me, it's important. There you go, Josh. It's important to me that someone like Retro, who I feel knows this type of stuff very well, from just watching her channel before I even knew you, I was like, this girl knows what's up with sci-fi. When I was like, hell yeah. So just to see you give it the thumbs up approval, it means a lot to me, and it should mean a lot to a lot of people out there that that's a big deal, and it's cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, hey, retro sci-fi knowledge is vast. You know what I'm saying? So I know exactly what you mean, Necron.
Right? It's like Retro likes it. Pretty much like that's me as a fan, that means a lot because she knows what's up. Mikey Sutton just thought the most of you, Retro.
Oh.
So that should tell you a lot. So this is awesome that you enjoyed it. We're not influencing Retro to do this. She's coming here on her own free will to talk about it. So it's great.
Oh, yeah. Chomping at the bits to talk about.
Awesome. All right. Let's move on to you, Josh. What's going on? Your last thoughts, whatever, this is your forum.
Thank you so much. I just kind of wanted to piggyback and spotlight Retro Nerd Girl as well, because I do think that it's very important for someone like Retro to do what you do in this space, Retro, and it's very valued. I can tell that your community is so, passionate about what you go over, these hidden gems that you highlight, because there's a lot. No one is really going back and showing that there's good art that I know I haven't seen, right? But if I'm subscribed and I'm watching Retro's channel, I'm reminded of that, and I'm reminded of what high quality, entertainment, maybe not always high quality, but we're willing to dive into these cult classics, right?
Yes.
And showcase what is there and is out there for people instead of just the mainstream fluff that is Hollywood or so to speak. And I do think that it's great that you're on here, and shout out to you for being a part of the legacy of Pandora's Box, and it's such an honor that you guys would invite me. I do think that these discussions are important because even though it may have seemed like we are veering off and talking about Superman, it all is tying back. Even the beef, the rap beef with Drake and K-Dot that Sky is talking about. When you were talking, Sky, how the beef is like the machine wants them. Okay, you can have this surface level beef, right? But don't cross the line. When you were saying that, I was hearing Hollywood executives tell Zach, okay, you can play with superhero action figures, but don't draw, there's a line, right? So it's very much the same kind of conversations that we're having, right? And then we're going and talking about the Superman rollout because the industry doesn't want us to have the type of content that Zack Snyder's giving us, right? But they want to push this subpar man onto us, right? That's what is. That's why it's so important for channels like Necron, right, to have these conversations. For Retro Nerd Girl, for Skiiwalker Tha Jedi, for Stino and Sky Show, go subscribe to that channel because I'm learning some shit like Necron is. I'm like taking notes. I'm like, oh, I need to know what's going on in the west side over here in the south. But yeah, it's just a pleasure to continue these conversations. Rebel Moon is something that requires more deep dives. I don't know if any of y'all have actually gone to the Tadum website, but there is tons of stuff that is in the lore of that universe that I haven't even dived into yet that I want to go research because I think I can research for like 2 hours just that website and learn something.
Yes. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
go back and have these conversations, right? Talk about the Rebel Moon comics that Necron was talking about. Part 4 got delayed till May 15th, Necron. So I went to my local comic book shop and comic book day, and they told me they were like, "Oh, it got delayed." So, but we're who knows what we're gonna get out of issue 4 of House of the Blood Axe. So
Yeah, because it seems like a lot of things are coming to a head, and so yeah, I know.
yeah, so there's
Cool.
more
Get caught up in
conversations to
retro.
be had.
It's good stuff.
So just from these PG cuts, right? And then we're gonna have the director's cuts, and we're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna be like, we're
It's
gonna
all over again.
Pandora's box, retro stream, Sky stream. So thank you guys for inviting me. It's always a pleasure, and I can't wait to continue the conversation.
Awesome. Thank you, Josh.
Sweet. Yes.
All right, Skywalker, the floor is yours.
Man, first and foremost, thank you guys for sharing the platform with me. It's always a pleasure to have these conversations with all of you guys. I cherish each and every time that I get to do so, and I cherish the time that we get to just hang out because you guys all bring something to this community that nobody else does, and I just humbly thank all you guys for doing all the things that you do and for being the people that you are. In closing, I don't look, y'all know where my allegiances lie when it comes to these things and who my favorite director is and all that. I don't really make no bones about that, but what you guys will always get from me is my honest opinion, and I won't sugarcoat or waver. I don't, I am unmoved by any of these outside forces trying to get us to get off course or, sway our opinion in one way or another. All we do is just keep moving forward. So, we're going to continue to do that. I'm feeling great about everything that we're doing. In terms of what I got coming up soon, just be tuned because Thursday is going to be really fun. Like that's going to be a really, really fun stream. And I'm going to make sure that I got a couple guests on there for you guys because that conversation is going to be great. And I really cannot wait to have it with you guys. And just, shouts out to the Cool Table and all the work that they've been putting in as well, man. Y'all are amazing. Y'all been holding it down like some true gentlemen, and it's just been a pleasure. And shouts out to everybody that's been rocking with the movement while I've been kind of sick and playing in the shadows these last few weeks, because I really had the kind of
you gotta cook on this guy. We gotta fill you in next time. And you gotta talk about this Thursday because the streets want it. I've been here. The streets.
No, well, maybe if Leon can come on, and I will definitely be there for that. That's all I'll say.
Right. But I don't even remember what the hell I was talking about before.
Yeah, Bat Dan threw us off. Just shouting out everyone, bro.
Yeah. Oh, and shouts out to everybody that's been rocking out and was holding everything down while I was having to kind of take some time and unplug. I was really going through it, y'all, and I was kind of noticing that I kept getting like sick, kind of like back to back to back almost, right? It was like it was just weird, and I've been really trying to take some time, and it's still been trying to do streams, but just kind of focusing on getting and feeling better is so that I can bring the guys bring you guys the content that I think you guys deserve and that I feel that I can bring. So just be on the lookout, man. A lot of fun stuff planned. Lots more collaborations with the pool table, Hold My Dual Shock, Sky and Stino show. Like it's all of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm feeling great about everything and happy to be here with you guys.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on. And thank you, Retro. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Brucifer, for coming out earlier and hanging out.
Brucifer, yay.
Shouts out to Brucifer too.
Yeah, he is the voice of us over on MME over there, Max's channel.
Mm-hmm.
Max cool too. I know Max. He's all right, but Brucifer's my man. He knows what's up. So anyway.
Man, yeah, never mind. I was about to say something.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
So no, closing. Again, thank you everyone who came on. I thought you guys brought some great points. I didn't have to talk. I just let you guys do your thing and make Pandora's box look great. So I appreciate that. That's awesome. As far as me, of course, I have the Witching Hour. It's straight up underground metal, punk, hardcore, whatever. I know it ain't for everyone, but it's for me. And that's why I do it. Yeah, I enjoy it myself. And subscribe to everyone's channels on here. Support everyone that I bring on my platform. And I you know what? I want to shout out your boys Hold My Dual Shock, because they actually sent me a link yesterday to come on their channel when they were talking about the suit, but I was just busy. I couldn't do it at the time. They seem like really cool, nice people. So
They
I
are.
appreciate it.
For sure.
I like them.
Oh,
I like
man,
them a lot. Yeah.
Oh, and Qatar wants to know, Necrowolf. Necrowolf got freaking Joaba banned for 2 weeks on YouTube. He showed something he shouldn't have in a video. Whoops.
Well,
Necrowolf. Necrowolf has been put in the doghouse for a couple of weeks till he learns not to be showing those things on the internet.
oh boy.
Dang.
Hey, Jabba wanted to know what was in Necrowolf's lunchbox, and he showed him what was it. It was hilarious. Oh, if you're friends with Francisco on Facebook, I think he has it on Facebook at least, but YouTube was like, no, you can't show that. And he got the 2-week ban. Oops. So yeah, Necrowolf is in the doghouse, literally. So he'll be back, I can't control what that guy does. He's out of his mind. And that's it, guys. Thanks so much for coming on, man. I'll play the outro, and I'll see you all backstage. Thanks, chat. You guys were great. A lot of the Snyderverse regulars, Cell regulars, I appreciate it. Do not give up on Cell.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of will to move mountains, and that's what we're doing. So just keep pushing. Keep pushing.
Gotta be rebels. Gotta be rebels, right?
Rebels. We are rebels.
Somebody giving up? The fuck?
There you go.
Who gave up?
I don't know, Jude.
Not like us.
I just kind of feel like some people have, but maybe I'm wrong. Ain't us. We still
Hey,
here.
we about to see.
Yeah, it ain't us. We still rocking it. All right. Outro, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Later.
Later.